Hello, all you hardcores out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, biggest gob in sport. The things on here nobody dares say. Our sister channel is Porky's International. We're on to part two now. We Andy, who's not from Aberdeen. How you doing, Andy? You all right, lad? Andy is connecting to audio. Come on, Andy, what you doing? Hey, as you'll have probably heard our rant on part one. For those of you that like horse racing, why don't you have a look at Smido's channel, Racers Now YouTube. Not a bad channel. He knows he's racing. So, I think I'm just going to text Andy. I'll just nip for a quick piss. Go on, Andy, you have a quick piss, eh? You leave me hanging while you drain the main vein, lad. Yeah, I got a bit revved up in part one there because this rematch carry on. They're just, all it's doing is just abusing boxing fans, in my opinion. Nobody's saying a word, are they? Grown men saying zilcho. Absolute zilcho. Crazy. Absolute crazy. But what can we do? There's hope for Max yet, isn't there? Big Max, there's hope for you yet with winning streak you're on. Hey? Go on, Max. Oh. Okie dokie. Anybody think that Fabio and Eats Big Freeze is a better fight than Dubois Joshua? I do. I think it's 10 times better. They could have a trilogy, them boys, I'm telling you. Absolute trilogy. But we're going to see, aren't we? We're going to see. But I want to see Martin McCauley get his chance. I like his trainer. He stood by him from day one, Billy Nelson. You know, he stood by him all that time. So we're joined by Andy now, who's been draining the main vein.
Comfort break.
Hey?
Comfort break.
Yeah. Did you see that boxing at weekend?
I've seen the highlights of Hughie's fight.
Yeah.
I think that's all I've seen, really.
You think Hughie needs to step it up now?
I think so, I think so. I think Peter gave an accurate account of how he did after it. He was quite critical about something, showing the punches too much and whatnot. I think he wants him to step up a bit. It's the impression I get. So I want to see him getting in the mix, so getting in with some of the bigger names and that. I'd put him in with Joe Joyce or somebody now, I would say.
He's hard to match Hughie, you know. I've been in Peter's company when they've had problems matching him. Very, very, very hard to match.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's what you're up against. You know, it's a tough old sport, mate. But like I said, Hughie, he's very, very hard to match. And let's just hope he comes good.
Yeah, maybe if the can man gets a license again, put him in with him or whatever, or Chisora even. Put him in with a can man or Chisora or something might be a good step next.
Hughie had flattened Can Man.
Oh, aye.
Can Man
I seen
finished, mate. He's finished, the Can Man.
I seen Joe Joyce calling on the can man on some interview somebody was doing.
You mean Joe Joyce who actually calling somebody out?
He's on about the can man, But he'd do him and all, wouldn't he?
Of course he will. What about Johnny Fisher? Do you see what's happening with him?
If has he got a torn bicep or something now? Is it carrying his old man's takeaway?
I don't know, mate.
I'd like to see him. He's a likable kind of character, isn't he? I think he's technically better than he was, isn't he? He seems to come on a bit more technical. He's a big, strong lad, isn't he? So I'd like to see him get a shot. Maybe once Wardley and Big Freeze get their fight out of the way. Has he got an area title? Am I right in saying that? Has he got a Southern area
Who got
title?
an area title?
Johnny Fisher, is he?
Yeah, I think he's got. Yeah, I think he's got an area belt on here.
So the next step's maybe the English title. He needs
He needs to
to.
get moving because there's a lot of hype around him, isn't there? He eats a lot of Chinese food, I've been told.
Yeah, they're not going to put him anywhere near Moses or Tumo, though, are they?
No, they're not going to put him in him. He get took apart, won't he? He's just a gimmick, in him, really. He's a big dummy, isn't he? A big Elmer Fudd dummy. Well, he is, isn't he?
How would you think you get on with Joshua now?
I tell you what, Moses had told me he'd take Joshua clean out.
Oh,
And I think Johnny Fisher and Big Meech, Anthony Joshua. Do you remember that fight that were on Porridge? And it ended up a draw. Both knocked each other out. I think Johnny Fisher and the Romford Bull, Johnny Bosch, and Big Meech, the Watford Waster, I think they would knock each other spark out, mate. I do honestly, mate. I don't rate either of them, mate, to be honest now. I don't rate Johnny Fisher. I think he's just about he is. He is what he says on tin, a big stiff.
We'll see how he gets on.
Big stiffs going at it.
They need to step him up anyway. I think
they've got to fight somebody, Andy. They've got to fight somebody, mate. Johnny Fisher's got to fight somebody, but Joshua, come on.
I think Chisora would still be too dangerous a fight for Johnny Fisher at this point.
Chisora, take him apart, Del Boy. Big Del Boy. Hey, 41-year-old, still going strong. Hey?
He must. Well, I think he said he trains every day, didn't he? So I think he's a big admirer of Usyk. So is he taking a leaf out of Usyk's book and trying to keep himself in shape all the time? I just got that impression with a couple of interviews I saw of him.
I don't know, mate, but
he's never going to be Usyk fit, is he? Nobody's going to be Usyk fit. But if he can keep himself in decent shape, at least he's doing something right. I know we don't want him to carry on, but if he's passing medicals and he wants to do it, it's like watching a train crash happen, really, isn't it? If he's depending who he's matched against.
Yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it? Do you know this Usyk Fury fight, right? You know, I've got two different people who told me something about this a few days ago, and obviously you saw my video that went out yesterday, didn't I? I said, look, Usyk Fury rematch. Does this happen? You know what I mean? I mean, it ain't gonna happen. And then Big Fat Shane's come out, hasn't he, and said that they don't know what they're doing with it. Whether they're playing mind games or what, I don't know. But I think they need to just concentrate on training and sack these mind games because they're just embarrassing themselves now, aren't they?
The mind games didn't work the last time. There's no mind game going to beat Usyk's mind game, is there? He's so mentally strong. He would just take Fury apart mentally. Mind games. I mean, the last time Fury couldn't even look at him at the weigh-in, could he? And then he started shouting and bawling at like didn't know what else to do, did he? Was it the pre-fight? What was that the weigh-in? He was shouting. He couldn't look at him at the press conference, could he?
He wasn't shouting fire bars on the windowsill, worry. Hey,
what? Maybe whispers.
Hey,
I think that's what Big John's eating.
Go on.
Big John's eating whispers these days, I think, isn't he? He's going a bit quiet.
Well, all Turkey has to do is say, pipe down, or there's no room at the inn, and they all pipe down, don't they?
Yeah, he's the ringmaster, isn't he?
Well, look what happened. You've got Eubank and Bricktop going at it, Eddie Hills and Calla. So Turkey says, pipe down, and all apologise, or there's no room at the inn. Pop, pop, bang.
So Bricktop was going all gangster, wasn't he? He was...
Bricktop were going all what? Listen, mate.
He was going, you won't involve, son.
Listen, you know Bricktop, right? Let me tell you this, right? He sold his soul for money. That's what he's done. Him sold his soul for money, and he's never backed down from anybody. Bricktop, I'll give him his dues. But Turkey says here, you accept that apology and we move on, and we'll make the Eubank Shiraz fight down the line. So, and that's all that all they've done it for, to make that fight. So they've got a bit of leverage to cause a bit of mayhem, bit of PR, and then they'll build a fight off back of it. That's what happens, mate. A bit like Eddie Hills is trying to do with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. They're trying to get a bit of leverage, suing Ryan Garcia. That's what they're doing. Everybody can see it.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go to Ryan Garcia in about a year and say, look, do you want to fight him and we'll make this go away, this lawsuit? And he'll go, yes, please, Eddie. You know, like Blockbusters. T, yes, please, Bob. He'll do a Blockbusters on us, won't he?
Yeah. Did you see Eddie Hill's face when Eubank was calling him a scumbag as well? He looked like the ground wanted to open up and he started going on about Conor Benn being on steroids and whatnot. Eddie Hills just sat there.
Well, what did he do wrong, Christopher Eubank? What did he do wrong? Because I've got a list here. I can reel them all off here. Who Bricktop's had issues with in courts and blah blah blah. Don't forget, he's not won every court battle. Now, what does he think? What does he think? We're all stupid or something here. Eubank said regarding Eddie Hills, Calla, and Spotty Frank, his own brother-in-law, all wanted the fight to go ahead, Andy.
That was right, yeah. He's not wrong there, is he?
Right. He wanted the fight to go ahead, even though he juiced twice. But they only told him once the first time, didn't they? Till the second one come out. Right. So what does that make them? Because all the public was still buying tickets, wasn't they? Fight week. People flying in from Europe and that. Some even from America. And they were trying to put wool over our eyes. They were trying to do a runner with all the money and hope that if it come on top, it was too late because it'd all been paid. But it come on top, didn't it?
There was a lot of thought, can still happen, it can still happen, and all this nonsense. Even Calla Sutherland was still want to make it happen. Money, it's shocking, really, yeah.
Shocking, mate. Absolutely shocking. But this is what you're dealing with. The best thing about it is they'll go to another show and another show and another show, and they'll just keep fronting it out in front of the camera.
Yeah.
It's not normal. It's not normal behaviour, this, mate. It's not normal behaviour. What sort of human beings are these people?
Shocking. Whoa. Got a rat, say, really. I mean, if that fight had gone ahead, say young Eubank had got a brain injury or worse, maybe ended up in the swab. What happens then? Who's picking the pieces up then? Well, I think his old man would have gone right through them, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He was going mad anyway, wasn't he? His old man at the time, wasn't
he? His old man, do you know his old man walked into a Sheffield hotel a few years ago and he ran his finger along skirting boards all the way around and started pulling them about hygiene. No, he's cuckoo, old man, you know. Absolute cuckoo. He is cuckoo.
Mm.
He is cuckoo. What do you think about Calla's role and all that? Because he got off scot-free, really. He was called a scumbag by Eubank, but he's got off scot-free. He's had plenty to say since. Why don't he sue Eubank?
I seen him skittering about going, oh, water off a duck's back and all this. I seen him getting interviewed and he was like slithering about like a snake, wasn't he?
Listen, Calla, I know you're watching. Listen to this, right? Your old man, Big Willie Sauerland, he was robbing fighters for years in Germany. Robbing fighters with judges. Look at Arthur Abraham against Edison Miranda. That's the worst fight I've ever seen for a referee's performance. Have you ever seen that?
It's unbelievable, yeah. Actually unbelievable.
Well, he stops Arthur Abraham gets stopped, by Edison Miranda. Broken jaw, blood coming out in it. Referee Randy Newman waits fight off, awards the belt, the IBF belt, to Edison Miranda, yeah? Big Willie Sauerland stands up and says, no, not on your Nelly, you can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? No, let him fight on. He's all right, Arthur. He had him fight on for rounds and rounds and rounds and rounds. Good 12 round distance. And while during that fight, they took 5 points off Edison Miranda, Randy Newman. Why didn't he disqualify him after the second point?
Oh, yeah.
He took 5 points off him. And you know, on countback on the scorecards, if them 5 points would have still been not took off Miranda, he would have still lost anyway, even though he chased the fight and battered Abraham. But they took them 5 points anyway to make it so that he won easy. But even if they didn't take them points, he still would have won. So the fix for him, wasn't it? That's
shocking,
That's the worst one I've ever seen in my life. That is, and they had to rematch in America. Obviously, knocked him out, didn't he? But point I want to make is that's the worst referee performance I've seen, and judges. Oh, a shocker that, mate! An absolute shocker.
That Bakole Yoka fight we were on about earlier. I mean, Bakole battered him for the whole fight, and he only just got a decision on that fight. Was that I can't remember. It was a split decision. It was a close decision. That was shocking as well. But not to the same degree Miranda Arthur one was, but Arthur Abraham was. But I thought Marcus McDonald's performance was poor as well on for Dubois Big Meech fight as well.
Did you?
I thought he was on Dubois' case at the start. He was no on him for about the head or something like that. But making out he'd headbutt him. What a nonsense!
Do you know what? They gave Joshua every opportunity, didn't they, in that fight?
Too many, probably to the detriment of his health. There, really.
Listen, mate. Eddie Hearn had sent him out to that ring with a blood transfusion, mate. Keep that money coming in.
That's shocking, eh? It's just Joshua probably can't see it himself either, eh?
Yeah.
Them in his ear all the time, sort of thing, eh? I mean, you hear Eddie Hill's talking, it's always all about Joshua's decision this and Joshua's decision that, but I think his decisions are pretty heavily influenced from. That's just me for the outside looking in now, but that's what it looks like.
What do you see Simon Jordan's role now in boxing? Because obviously he's been exposed as a licker and somebody who won't go after them now, like he did at the beginning. He's obviously been softened up, hasn't he?
He's been got at, hasn't he?
He's been got at. What do you see his role now? Where do you see him?
He's probably made himself relevant to a degree, I would say, eh? Unless he tries to redeem himself and takes his tongue out of the backside of the promoters and whoever else he's on it. I mean, all the guys, Spencer All, and that. Did you see the interview they had with Spencer Oliver, Derek Del Boy, fucking Derek Dubois, Del Boy Chisora, and Simon Jordan?
Del Boy Chisora had John Lennon glasses on, didn't he?
And they were saying that it's maybe Del Boy that said Big Meech is going to knock out Fury in 6, and he's going to knock out Usyk in 4.
Listen, mate. He had John Lennon glasses on. Old Derek. Only thing missing were Yoko. Oh, fucking no. Right? In bed with him. 9 ounces Mac, blowtorch, and 10 big rolls of that good back. Bako foil, is it?
Imagine. He was just imagining things, wasn't he?
Listen, man. It's been. They've become a laughing stock, haven't they? They've all sold the souls.
Nah.
Everybody knows it. So,
this made their arse themselves.
Yeah.
There's not enough truth being told there. It's just all bullshit.
Yeah. Dylan White got fought now for 2 years in UK. Obviously, everybody's saying he's serving a silent man. Is Dylan White back in the mix to fight Joshua if he doesn't fight Dubois?
He's getting a leg up if he does, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think he should be fighting. Was it Lawrence Okolie? You say there was a bit of beef for them. That'd be a good fight, wouldn't it?
There's intense beef all over the place, isn't there? Everybody's got beef, haven't they? Frotcher's always beefing with people at the moment. He just tells it straight, doesn't he?
Aye. if there's no intense beef, it's brutally honest. Everybody's brutally honest.
Yeah,
There's no
is
one of
that
them brutally
right?
honest.
Boxing King Media. Brutal Dominic Ingle, brutally honest. Johnny Nelson, intense beef. Jesus.
Dominic Ingle had a pair of aviator shades on getting interviewed the other day as well. Was that yesterday?
Dominic Ingle, what's happened to you, Dom? What's going on? What's happened?
Look like he's auditioning for Top Gun.
Have you seen that Top Gun film yet?
Top Gun.
Yeah.
I've seen the second one. Is there another one out? There's another one coming out, isn't there?
Well, a third one.
I'm sure they're making a third one from what I heard. I might be wrong on that. It's maybe someone else they're making a third film about. I've seen the second one. It was all right.
All right.
I like the old GPZ 900. They still had that from the first film, you know.
I remember that bike. You know, when I was at school when I was 14, when Rocky was on. Let me tell you this. That bike were dog's nuts, you know, in motorbike shops. That
was a bike at the time, really, yeah. Up until then it was what came out after that was the FZR 1000 Yamaha's X up and that, and then the Honda Fireblade after that. That was a top bike then, wasn't it? And it's,
yeah, that what do they call it? One that big Cowie GPZ 900R. Big old Cowie.
I knew a boy that had one of them. Well, I knew a couple of folk had them actually. They were a quick bike in the day.
Hey, listen, them bikes now worth a fortune.
They're worth money. I used to have bikes back in the day, the old Yamaha 2-strokes and that. They're mega money now as well. They're all crazy money.
And they're easy to repair, aren't they?
Yeah, compared to some things anyway. I think the Kawasaki H2R, that's the bike he had in Top Gun, the second film. That's the bike at the moment. I think it's supercharged. I think they do something like 250 mile an hour or something. There's a video on YouTube. There's a guy, I think it's some big bridge in China. The guy goes over it in one of them. It's fucking amazing. Incredible, but crazy speed.
What do you think to Sonny Edwards as upcoming fight? He wants to fight one at Yafai's, doesn't he?
That'll be a good fight, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's who's your top trainer at the moment in UK, Andy?
You've got to get Big Daddy Don a shout, really, yeah. You've got to get him a shout. Him or Shane McGuigan. Or Joe Gallagher as well, eh? Is he out in Saudi now, Joe Gallagher? But I'd probably say Big Daddy Don for what he's done with Dubois.
Big Daddy Don, do you think?
I like Billy Nelson as well. I'm a bit of a Billy Nelson fan. I like him.
Well, he's done well with McCauley, hasn't he, Billy? Little Billy. He has done well for him. He's got to be given his credit, Andy, hasn't he, really?
And he's up against it. He's not getting any favours for anybody, is he? So
Joe Caballero, he reminds me of Luis Ortiz. He were doing the business and nobody wanted to touch him, did they? Wanted to go near him.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel for little Billy because he's really got stuck in, hasn't he?
And he's a straight talker as well, isn't he? Doesn't mince his words, eh?
Big Malk's always bigging him up, isn't he?
Big Malk, yeah.
Big Malk with his big bins on.
I think he's made himself relevant, hasn't he?
Big Malk's basically got the rope, made the noose, and he's just about to hook it onto garage beam, big wooden beam that goes across garage, you know what I mean? He's just about ready to do the business.
Big Malk himself up, eh?
Well, he's hung himself, hasn't he? Inventing knackers again.
Mental F. They need people like that in boxing. It's just bullshit, eh? It should be a bullshit clear out, bullshit free zone. Straight talkers only.
It should be something with Big Malk sat behind his big desk, puffing coolly on a large Cuban.
There's pink jacket on. Pink suit, is it? A pink suit, I see him.
Have you heard up from that Scotch guy, that sports presenter who knocked me back?
No, he sent me a nice message, and I did a video on my own channel, Andy's Cavern Boxing, if anybody's interested. And I was just running one day. unfortunately, I can't run now because I've hurt my back. But I did a wee video when I was out running saying how he's inspired me to get fit again, sort of thing, and I put it on my channel. But his son must have seen it and put a nice comment on. And then he must have the son must have showed it to him and he put a nice comment on. So I thought that was nice. I was going to actually message him and see like tell him about the Boxers in Need thing, and see if he was interested in promoting that, because he's got a big audience on TikTok and Instagram. So I thought that might help Gary out with his Boxers in Need thing, So I'll try and do that this next week or so.
You do that, mate. You do that. You're a top man, Andy. You're a top man. I'm just trying to think if Billy Joe's going to come back. Somebody just text me. Billy,
I can't see it.
Coming back, Big P. How do I know? Who cares?
We've been hearing these rumours for about a year now, haven't we?
He's been out at ring over 3.5 years now, nearly 4 years.
Until we see some evidence. It's all hot air, really, isn't it? If he's going to come back, he needs to do it soon. Now he's going to be too late, and then skills of reflexes never have eroded, and then it'll be a shame to see.
That happened to Roy Jones, didn't it? And Roy Jones, Terry Chapadama called it. He said, people like Roy Jones and David A, Twitch fighters and that, once their punch resistance goes, they can't do it, can they? I
remember old Eubank when he retired. He said he'd noticed it, that punches he would normally slip because his reactions would slow down by not much. It just could be milliseconds. He was getting hit with punches he would normally have slipped easily, and he must have noticed that. So it was the same with they guys. But a lot of guys didn't want to admit that, probably. But he admitted it right enough. But it becomes a sad spectacle when you see somebody with amazing skills getting hit way too often. It shouldn't happen, really.
I never thought we'd see the day where Tyson Fury got beat, because I thought it was just too big and gangly. I couldn't think.
He was getting hit way too often in that Usyk fight, wasn't he? He was just getting picked off really a lot of the fight. Yeah, he still seems to think he won it, but has he just got to convince himself that? I don't.
Well, it's a bit disappointing seeing that 30-odd press from around the world were ringside, and 30-odd other press. They all said what they said, and we know what happened, don't we?
Yeah,
we know what happened, don't we? Fury got beat, didn't he? They wanted 38 out of 39. Said he got beat.
Yeah.
So what other one? The Gad.
The Gad, maybe. Yeah.
The Gad, the Gadinator. He's always there or thereabouts, isn't he?
Hanging about like a bad smell.
He's always in the mix. Right, I'm going to get off, Andy, because I've got a 2-hour drive now.
Okay, man.
All right.
Better have a coffee.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a Nescafe Azura Americana. I'm putting one of them flasks that I got from Esso petrol station. All right, lad. Listen, thanks for coming on. You've been a real tonic.
Okay, mate. You take care.
Okay, mate. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that were Andy, not from Aberdeen. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Don't forget our sister channel, Porky's International. I am whacked out. Been up since 5. So by the time I go in, it'll be 3. One pop, bang.